This month's Digital VA is brought to you by Pure Storage.
The coronavirus chatbot at the Department of Veterans Affairs has cut call center volume at the agency in half. It's part of the push for DevSecOps at the agency. Dan McCune is Executive Director for Software Product Management at the Office of Information and Technology at the Department of Veterans Affairs. Dan, welcome. Thanks for coming on the program. How has the evolution of DevSecOps impacted the way that you're managing your product line at VA?
Thanks for having me. So DevSecOps has been a transformation we're in the middle of. We're probably about halfway through. I think when I think about DevOps and I think about development and operations, I think about that feedback loop. How do we make sure that we've got flow going from our operations to our development teams? And one of the things I find encouraging are how we're handling tickets and how we're handling incidences. And one of the things that really encourages me is when we look at tickets and incidences that are older than 30 days, which tend to be the hard stuff to solve, we've been able to drive that down about 78% in the last year. So we're seeing our operations teams, do a good job of getting better and faster at fixing things. And we're also seeing those affect development as we fix those problems and those systemic problems in our code.
Take me to the nuts and bolts of how that's working.
So we have our development teams. We organized our teams into product teams. So we kind of switched from project to product. That's been a pivotal moment for us. We were a typical siloed IT organization where we had development teams, we had operations teams. Development would throw it over the wall to operations, kind of like a hand grenade, right? You throw it over the wall and you run away because you know it's going to blow up. Our operations teams accepted it kind of like with T-Rex arms, right? You're afraid to catch it. You know it's a mess. You don't know where it is. No amount of documentation is going to make you comfortable. So that was kind of the organization we were in. We changed to be persistent teams that covered the life cycle. So ops and dev blended together. There's no more space between those teams. And that has changed the way we look at our development, changed the way we look at operations, and made that much more streamlined.
What did you run up against? Any bumps in the road as you tried to execute on this vision?
Yeah, change management. You hear that over and over again. And we tried to do a good job. I think we did a good job of getting the word out to our team, to IT, and we certainly shaped the vocabulary. We set the North Star. But our customers, and particularly the executives in the customer organizations, we could have done a better job of laying the runway, and I think that would have reduced friction and made this rollout happen a little faster.
What would you advise somebody who's starting down this same road as you to do differently? Anything beyond what you just laid out there?
So there are a lot of opinions. There are a lot of experts in DevSecOps. You have to chart your own path. And certainly you want to take in a lot of input. I've read, I think, every DevOps book Gene Kim has written. We've certainly got a rich environment of contractors that are smart in this area. But you have to tailor your transformation to your organization. And I think some of our early starts were following somebody else's script. You have to write your own script.
Is there anything in this journey beyond the better results that you outlined at the beginning that was visible to the end user? Do they see does somebody different respond to these tickets, or is there something else that they see differently other than they get stuff fixed better and faster?
Yeah, so certainly, user experience, I think about that from two perspectives. One is response to incidences, right? We're 50% faster at responding to a user when they submit a ticket. That's certainly measurable. But I think too, we want to switch from traditional development metrics where we're measuring speed and we're measuring features and we're measuring budgets to focusing on the same outcomes the business is focused on. And I think one of the areas where we've seen that is in our education product line or our GI Bill product line. We do a lot of claims processing in VA, whether it's health claims or benefit claims. And the volumes we get are, extremely high, thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of claims. And so our efficiency of processing claims is key. In our GI Bill product line, we measure efficiency, how many claims a claims processor can process. We've driven that down 50% this last year. That directly affects those people processing claims, and ultimately it affects our veteran as well, who has less wait times for either a callback or a payment on their claims.
Do the DevSecOps techniques that you followed to achieve this success apply to things that aren't problematic yet, that are things that are still in development so they don't reach the ticket stage?
Yeah, certainly. I think to me, there's a sports analogy, right? When in football, you look at that guy on the field that has the most speed. That's the most dangerous guy on the field. And I think in business and even in government, speed is ultimately important. It allows us to quickly pivot to customers' feedback. And so one of our core DevOps muscle movements was increasing our velocity. And we've driven that down 4x in the last 2 years. And that allows us to be effective in releasing software, releasing it faster and getting that feedback. But I would say it also helps us quicker on the pivot. And nowhere was that more apparent than during COVID. Our ability to quickly pivot to the new demands put on us by COVID-19. And I think we introduced 52 new systems. We made major updates to about 126 systems. That was never possible before we started our DevOps transformation.
Dan, congratulations on your success. Thanks for talking about it with me.
Thank you very much.